Hello, YouTube. It's February 24th, 2023. I've pretty much already alluded to these things being true countless times. And even, pretty much use this exact same wording many, many times before this one single video. However, gave proof and examples, but different ways you could approach this or, live by this, standard. But anyway, at the end of the day, the good thing to pay attention to here is that what you have to do to be more rational is you have to use less. If you subconsciously, instinctively use anger as a coping mechanism to try to not have to work to think about certain things that annoy you, you'll just be an infinitely angry idiot instead of actually, being more considerate and have a very hard life instead of an easy life. So what you have to do in life, what's important to do is to just don't be lazy and just be angry. Be smart and be calm, the bigger person. Don't get angry. You don't have to get angry at things if you understand them. But if you do, but what you don't, people tend to hate and get angry at what they don't understand. That makes them go do all kinds of crazy stuff that I've talked about and proven. In the true hierarchy of existence, and I'm cross-referencing this hierarchy because I've shown it many different times on this channel already, but I've put in different labels on it, is that, it's actually starting, the bottom is more narrow, and the top is wider, because the bottom is more about stability. Few people are the most stable people. You can't have the most stability there is without it being few. And stability is towards the bottom in physics, not towards the top. And I put it there for a reason. You could flip it around the other way, but it wouldn't be as accurate, but it still has a lot of accuracy. But by physics and by logic, you'd be more stable if you're toward the bottom than at the top. But yeah, more hatred, lower desires, less pleasure is where the majority are at, and they're less considerate, which is pretty negative compared to it being more consideration, more accommodation, higher desires, more pleasure, more love towards the bottom, which is what the elite, you could say, is, or you could say the higher level beings in existence are at. The most spiritual, the people that are more, the smarter you are, that's higher, and the smarter you are, the more spiritually gifted you are. It's not, because intelligence is quite literally one and the same with spirituality. But when people are stupid, they invent all kinds of excuses to work around that because they don't like the idea of that. And so they put it out to the world because they want others to do the same. So yeah. Here's my advice. Follow the you have to know the steps that I was giving, obviously. You have to know the steps that I was giving and talking about in order to I would say go really for the ones that are recent to be able to do this. Take your time. You can't really understand anything that really matters to understand unless you take your time. That's actually always true. It's not actually it's actually like something that never changes, because if you don't take your time, nothing is going to help you to if you're not taking your time with the thing, then nothing's going to stop you in your tracks, to slow you down. There's only the illusion that something will. But at the same time, you can be going too fast at something, and you could slow down at it. But you know, this what I'm trying to say is, if you're going too fast at something, that's not going to reverse itself. You have to have something external to it that is going slower than you, or is going slower than your performance at that task, to stop you, slow down the train in its high speed. The trains go at really high speeds. I've talked about this. I've used this example a long time ago on this channel. A train goes at a really high speed. They yank the brakes well in advance before they need to stop. Why do they do it well in advance? Because by physics, that's how it works. In a world of balance and imbalance simultaneously existing and supporting each other, you have to do things well in advance to have the leverage you need to slow down. You have to start slowing down, like when you're driving. You have to slow down well in advance to keep things in optimal condition for your equipment. In general, everything you use or that you have is your equipment, whether you use it directly or indirectly. Like I said, a visual diagram helps to understand the connections between things. You give implications about why are the connections there where they are. But yeah, at the end of the day, yes. When you become more spiritual, you will be more considerate, be more loving, more accommodating, and you'll be smarter. So, since the very first video, I've been saying this and showing proof of this. So, if you take your time, like I said, and slow down, and use the or if maybe you'll need to use the examples I even gave of why going slower is always better and smarter and safer, then maybe that'll be enough for you to understand that this is true in general, and always has been and always will be. And it must always be true, because it can't not be true. It's just impossible. So, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe. Goodbye.